of it for whatever reason, he at least has to taste. So his beracha v'giv should go to waste. If the beracha v'giv was said by somebody else, he has to make sure either to taste it right away, and not by putting it on his mouth, because once you put it on the mouth, we have to refill it. But by some rabbis will spill a little bit on their finger or stick their finger in just to taste it, or be quiet till the beracha is done and then to drink from that cup. But if the guy, the rabbi, or anybody who said the beracha did not drink from the cup, somebody in the crowd should drink 1.6 ounces. Preferable that one person should drink that amount, and then anybody can drink whatever they want. But that should be taken care of, because a lot of times with so many people, everybody relies on somebody else to drink it, and people forget. Now, if they drink right away after this beracha, we have to refill the cup and give it to the next person. It could be another rabbi, the same rabbi, it doesn't make a difference who's going to now have the honor, the zechut of naming the baby. Naming the baby is brought down also in halakha. We can name the baby really at any time, but we prefer to do it at the time that he did his mitzvah, which is now at the time of Brit, Milah. And here in the Arizal says, right here, right now, when the father gives that name, it's Ruach HaKodesh. Hashem puts in his mind this name. Even though he knows he's going to name him after a relative, or it doesn't make a difference, but now Hashem puts in his mind, it's like a small little nevu'ah. Because this baby who's going to have this name is going to be a very holy name. This name is going to be his mission, which is very important. And this name should not be given to children which have no kedusha. Sometimes people give names that are not religious, names after goyim, names. All this will have an effect on the child. The Gemara talks about it, how people's names affected them. So the person has to take special care to make sure that he names his children after tzaddikim. If he has a name already, now let's say, he doesn't have to name after a grandfather, after one of the parents. And he wants to name, let's say, a name like Yaakov. He should think, I want to name it like Yaakov Abinu. It's brought down, a person also should be careful to try to give names only from Abraham Abinu and onwards. These have special segulot, because these were tzaddikim who held up the world, and of course will have an influence on the child. And even if you want to call the name of the child an English name, try to give him a Hebrew name, at least by his Brit Milah. If you want to call him Joey, not recommended, but by Brit Milah, name him Yosef. Okay? And let me explain what the tefillah is. Elokeinu v'elokei avotenu, our God and the God of our fathers. Kayemet hayeled hazeh le'abiv v'le'mo. So if it's the Abi Haben saying it, he'll say Kayem et beni hazeh li u'le'mo. Right? Make sure you keep around this child for me and for my wife, or you could say, if the rabbi is saying it, keep him around for his father and his mother. V'karesh will be saying, let his name be called amongst the Jewish people, and then let's say Yitzhak ben Abraham. And then we give the beracha, and we say, let the man be happy with the children that come out of him, and the woman should rejoice with the fruits of her stomach. Like the pasuk says, let your father and mother be happy and rejoice, and the woman who gave birth to you should be rejoiced. The pasuk says, and we say this pasuk because this pasuk was the zechut that our grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents came out of Mitzrayim originally. And that is that they had themselves Brit Milah. And that's the pasuk in Yehezkel says, this is one pasuk. And people have been hag of saying it together the last few words. Let me translate the pasuk. It says Hashem passed, he passed over the Jewish people, and so they had two types of blood that you were soaked with. And and I said, because of your bloods you will live, because of your bloods you will live. What's these bloods? The blood of Brit Milah, which the Jewish people did right before coming out of Mitzrayim, and the blood of Korban Pesach, when the Jews slaughtered Korban Pesach, and they put it on their doorpost. And here we're zocheh to do this holy mitzvah of Brit Milah. And we bring now pesukim that have a connection to Brit Milah. Hashem remembered his berit, Daba, which Hakimi said this Daba is referring to Brit Milah, that he commanded the Elef Dor. Asher karat Abraham Shuato Ishaq, that he made with Abraham, and he swore to Ishaq, V'yamideh leYaakov lechok, and for Yaakov and all his children who became Jewish, he made it as a law, L'Yisrael Olam, and for all the Jewish people as a breed forever and ever. And we should thank Hashem because He's good, for His kindness is forever and ever. And then we go back to give a beracha to the child, and we say, Yitzhak ben Abraham, Zeh Katan, this one who is still now Katan, Elohim Gedenu, Hashem should make him Gadol, should make him big, should raise him. Kishem shenichnas berit, and the same way that he was zocheh, that we're able to bring him to the first mitzvah of Brit Milah, kach yikanes laTorah v'lamitzvot v'lachuppah ma'asim tovim. So too, He should be zocheh, he should be able to enter, to learn Torah, to the mitzvot, and to get married, and to maasim tobim. וכן יהי רצון, ונאמר אמן. And a lot of people have been hung over here to say, לחיי אביו ואמו, right? It's really supposed to be בחיי אביו. In the lifetime of his father and his mother, בחיי הסנדק. That means we just pray that this child should have all the blessings in his life to get married, everything. So we say, we give a small beracha also, everybody over there. And we say, in the lifetime of the parents, in the lifetime of the sandak, in the lifetime of the moher, in the lifetime of the rabbani, in the lifetime of the jindon, the grandfather, right? You can add whatever you like. And then amen. And then we finish off with the Mizmor Tehillim, which is David HaMelech wrote it, or some say different opinions, but this Mizmor represents the ideal Jewish family. Shir HaMa'alot Asher Kol Yireh Adonai Holech B'Nachav Yigia Kepecha Kitochel Asher Kav Tov Lach. I'm not going to go through the whole Mizmor, but at the end, what does it say? Ur'eh Bani Banecha Shalom Al Yisrael. And right afterwards, we say Kaddish Yehei Shalama. For explanation of Kaddish, you can look at the video that we have on Kaddish. Now, this is part 1. Part 2, which is meant for men only, so if any ladies are watching, not recommend that you should watch. This is only for men. And that is, I will explain exactly how the Brit Milah is performed. Now, if you listen to this on audio, it will be very difficult to really get a clear picture of what I'm saying, because most of this is visual, as I will show. Now, the Brit Milah, as we know, is that we cut off the orla. What is orla? Orla refers to anything that's an extra growth. What makes it extra? Because God said that it shouldn't be there. That's what makes it orla. Okay? A child, a normal boy, that's when he's born, he has an ever, where he goes to the bathroom. And this ever, which here let's use the following. Let's use a pencil or pen to be served as an ever. For a second, let me get it. Here we go. Okay? Here's the ever, which is used to go to the bathroom. Every human being, every boy that's born, most of them, this is true in 99.9% of the cases, although there's some exceptions, there's an extra skin that grows over it. And you won't be able to see the real ever. It's covered by this big skin over here. Okay? This skin that's covering the orla, that's covering the ever, the limb, this is called the orla, the extra skin. They call it in English the foreskin. Okay? This is really what has to be cut, so let's give you a little bit of it. In the ever, as we know, there's the tzavar, which is the neck, and then there's the atara, we call the crown, which is like the mushroom on top. Okay? In the Brit Milah, we have to cover the extra skin that even when the ever is soft, you should be able to see the atara on top. Okay? So what happens is we have to pull the orla, and each mohel has certain tradition how much they pull, and from here onward, from here is where the mohel will cut. In our days, more recently in the last maybe 2-3 decades, they came out with something called the magin. Magin is, if you see this yellow piece, or it can be different colors really, but basically it's this metal piece that the mohalim use, and it's a very tight thing that they put right on the skin of the orla, and this is to protect that the knife should not slice too much. Once upon a time we didn't have the magin. If a mohel didn't know exactly what he's doing, if he slipped, it could be that he'll cut through the skin and the eber itself, the atara. So this magin is placed right here, I guess like this, right? That a person should not cut too much. The mohel should not cut too much. Now there's 3 steps when it comes to the Brit Milah. Step number 1 is the extra thing, which is what's really called Milah. And the mohel will, after making the bracha, shekidasham b'slav v'zvanu ala Milah, he'll take the knife and right away, it's a very sharp knife, he'll slice along the magin, along the shield, very quickly, and that will cut, let's say like this, that will cut the main part of the orla. That's only step number 1. Step number 2 is called peri'ah, and that is that under the external skin there's an internal skin, and that is called the or hapinimi, the internal skin, or haperi'ah, which is a little bit softer, and here is really what makes a mohel an expert. He has to know how to catch it. It's not so easy to catch, because what happens with any skin, as we all know, is that skin contracts and it pulls back. You see, any time that there's a big cut, right away the skin pulls back. Okay? So what happens when you cut this even if you're cutting through the magen, what happens is the skin, once it's cut, it's gonna pull right back. And therefore, that's a trick right here, to be able to take off the magen and to grab this or and to catch it. Most mu'alim get it most of the time, but sometimes depending on the baby, the situation or not, the mu'alim might miss it. It might take a little bit of a while to get it. Now the baby's crying like crazy this time. You should know the baby's crying not necessarily because of the pain. Some mu'alim make it that the baby shouldn't feel any pain, but the baby still cries. The baby cries when you undress him. The baby, whenever he's annoyed, he's gonna cry. People get nervous. Oh, he's crying too much. The baby's not crying so much with the pain. He may not even feel the pain right now. It depends on some mu'alim. So the mohel will grab the the or peri'ah, and then he'll rip it with two hands. It's very important, api Kabbalah. Okay, and he rips it in this form. Okay, doesn't have to rip a lot, and they all know how much to rip. And after he rips that, he folds it over to the point that the atara should show. So basically, if I would rip right here, let's say the other way, he'd rip, and he would fold it over here, and now he's done step number 2 for the Brit Milah. Step number 3, which has been getting a lot of talk in the news lately, is metzitza. What is metzitza? Has the mohed doesn't suck at the blood. He doesn't suck the blood in. Metzitza, the Gemara says, any mohed that doesn't perform metzitza, we have to get rid of him. What metzitza is, as we all know, when a person gets a cut, how come it stops bleeding? What makes the blood? How come the blood doesn't keep on coming out? There's a hole, it should keep on coming out. If you have a balloon, it has inside of it water, and you have a hole, water will always come out. So how come over here, when a person sometimes gets cut, blood stops? And the answer is, when blood is exposed to air, it dries up. And sometimes what happens, lo aleinu, is that some blood might get clogged up, and then this blood clot might go back into the body and travel. And then this blood clot travels in the body is very, very dangerous. Why? Because what happens is it could cause, lo aleinu, either a brain stroke or a heart stroke. So, and it could cause many problems. So what we have to do is, we have to make sure that the blood is flowing. Once we know that the blood is flowing out, then we know the baby is fine. Okay? So what the mohel does is that he puts his mouth over the limb, not on the limb, but over the whole eber, and he takes a big suck like that, just to make sure that the blood flows out. Once the blood flows, that's it. Doesn't have to take any blood. But usually what happens, because of that pressure that the mohel puts in all his force, he sucks out, a little bit of blood comes in. So some mohalim, api Kabbalah, will put first wine, and will suck out the blood with the wine, and then we'll spit it out afterward. They're all going to spit it out. Some spit out in dirt, on a napkin, doesn't make a difference. So api Kabbalah better on dirt, and then they'll suck that out. Okay? And once that's done, then the mohalim will go and wrap. So this has not much to do with halakha, this more with medicine that we wrap. And these are the 3 steps. Again, it is Milah, which is the ripping, peri'ah, which is the cutting this way, and then the metzitza. Okay? These are the 3 steps of Brit Milah. It's not so scary. If you watch it the first one time, second time, and you know exactly what's happening, you'll get comfortable. And again, this video was meant that Rabbi Ben should watch it. It's about 30-35 minutes long. That Rabbi Ben should know at least 35 minutes and what he's about to do. It's a very, very holy mitzvah. It's a very special mitzvah. And you should know, coming in, I'm fulfilling a great mitzvah. The Torah says, if a person doesn't do Brit Milah, the child, lo aleinu, gets karet. There's only 2 mitzvot in the Torah, mitzvot aseh, that a person gets karet for. It's Milah and Pesach. These are very important mitzvot in Judaism, and a person should be happy and understand that he's privileged. Hashem blessed him with a child, with a baby boy, and he's able to bring him to Brit Milah, and Hashem should bless. כשם שנכנס לברית, כך ייכנס לתורה בחופה ומעשים טובים.